Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be taking a look at some Resistance pilots coming to us in X-Wing's upcoming Hotshots and Aces 2 expansion. AMG put out a preview article yesterday that had some of these amazing new pilots for the Resistance faction, and we're going to take a look at them in this video. I'll give you some of my thoughts. We'll talk about them. We'll have some fun doing this. A little bit of admin stuff real quick. If you guys are new here to the channel, we are still giving away a lightsaber that's running throughout the end of the year. Also, we have 12 Days of Life Day coming up in December as well. All you need to enter to win any of those giveaways, including the lightsaber, is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens from luxuryplaystyle.com. Head over there, check out these awesome tokens. They are double-sided, they're shiny, they're gorgeous. You're going to love them. You absolutely love them. They're great holiday gifts. They also make great prize support, so let your tournament organizers know to head over to Luxury Playstyle. If you use code Crabbok VIP, you're going to save 15% off of your order. Get your orders in, get them in time for the holidays. You're going to love them. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com and check them out. All right, so Hotshots and Aces 2 has quite a few new Resistance pilots. We're going to take a look at some of these today. We have a Resistance transport, new pilot, Taka Jamorisa. Jamorisa? Jamorisa. Jamoris, I think that's how we're going to say it. Taka Jamorisa, the sonograph enthusiast. I don't even know. Snodgrath. I have no idea who this pilot is or what they come from. No idea about Taka. So I'm sorry, Taka. If there's any Taka enthusiasts out there, I've never heard of this pilot before. And my guess is it's probably from a comic book. But maybe the Poe Dameron comic book. I didn't read that one, so I don't know. There's a lot of Star Wars media out there, and I'll admit I sometimes fall short. But at Initiative 2, Taka has a great jam ability. After you jam, you must assign a jam token to another ship at range 0 to 1 of the jammed ship, if able. So a couple of cool things about the way that this one's going to work. First off, here's a great way to be low initiative and be jamming. But also, not only that, you're going to be jamming multiple ships. This is going to really punish, formation. This is going to be flying. This is going to punish swarms. This is going to punish enemies that get too close together. And we're going to be able to do that by doing the jam action, getting a free jam after on the other jammed ship. But it also means you want to keep your ships away, or maybe like your opponent's going to try and get close to say, hey, if you jam me, you have to get somebody else. But maybe, just maybe, there is no enemy ship at range 0 to 1 of the jammed ship, and maybe you've got a friendly ship of the jammed ship. Maybe you getting really close and you're going to end up jamming yourself. It's almost like a big bubble of jam. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the peanut butter. So, without the jelly because it's jam. I don't even know what the difference between jam and jelly is. Anyway, it's a great way to strip tokens off of people, or to maybe jam them before they get tokens, just to kind of deny some action economy for your opponent, which is pretty cool. So Taka looks like Taka's going to come in and cause some problems. Next up at Initiative 3, it is Zay Versio. Now this one I do know. This is Iden Versio and Del Mico's daughter, Zay, who is featured in the Battlefront 2 game. And Zay Versio is her father's daughter, the subtype. Really cool little defensive ability here. While you defend, if the attacker is damaged, you may reroll one defense die. This one is, there are other pilots out there who have defensive abilities, but this one's a nice one to kind of help in case it's like later on in the fight. This is really good if you this is maybe your last fight, or you're going up against somebody else. You're getting shots on them, they're getting shots on you. But once you get damaged through, all of a sudden your defense gets a little bit better. Usually by then, though, you might also have some damage on you also. So at Initiative 3, maybe not the best fighter pilot out there, but she's still young. She doesn't have to have the greatest ability. She's only Initiative 3, but it's okay. I like this one a lot more. Vanessa Doza. I know this one too because I did watch some of Star Wars Resistance. One of these days, I'm gonna have to go back and finish Star Wars Resistance. This is Captain Doza's missing wife, who's actually flying X-Wings for the Resistance, which is pretty cool. But yeah, she's initiative 4. It says, while you perform a missile or torpedo attack, you may treat the forward arc requirement as a rear arc requirement for that attack. If you do, treat the range of this requirement as 1 to 2. There's so many cool things you can do with this particular ship. Like, first off, being able to shoot torpedoes out your butt is awesome. Or missiles, right? But also because you're changing the range requirement, which means you're not going to be able to shoot 3 behind you. And a lot of torpedoes and missiles tend to have a max range of 3, but there's also some that have that max range of only 1, like advanced proton torpedoes. All of a sudden, now you can shoot those behind and at range 1 to 2 behind, so you can do some pretty cool stuff. And I don't know if I saw the entire arc for this character, because when she was like teased as like in the next episode or something like that, that's around the time I stopped watching Resistance. So I never got to finish Star Wars Resistance. But I wonder if she did like a spin around and did she shoot a torpedo like backwards? I don't know or maybe she banked it off of something, like she shot it into like a giant trampoline. I don't know how thematically how this works, but it's a cool ability. And I think it's one of the more impressive pilot abilities that we've seen so far. It's really cool. Next up is Lando Mamando from Orlando. He's not really from Orlando, but when he comes to Orlando, he's Lando in Orlando. And that's why my wife didn't want me to name one of my children Lando, because he'd be Lando from Orlando. But I named him Lando anyway. And there's a funny story about that if you ever bump into me in person, I'll tell you about one of these days. Lando, for the Resistance, is coming back in his Millennium Falcon, the old general. After you fully execute a red maneuver... By the way, the dish? Why is the dish round there? Wasn't he supposed to have like the rectangular dish in the Resistance? I don't know why it's round here. Maybe... Did he change it? I gotta go back and watch episode 9 again. I just don't really want to do that. After you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, you may spend any number of charge tokens to choose that many friendly ships at range 0 to 2. The chosen ships may perform an action even while stressed. A lot to unpack with this one. If you do a red maneuver, you can spend a charge. By the way, this affects you also, because you are friendly to yourself. It doesn't say another friendly ships. It just says friendly ships. So this one can work for you. So you can do a red maneuver. You can do a K-turn and then still boost, which is super cool. It says you can do an action even while stressed. So, I mean, of course you can do. The problem is you'll have a stress already, and then if you do a red action, then you're going to get another stress. Then that's going to be a little bit problematic. But yeah, so... Yeah, that's wild. The other thing is you can help your whole team, right? So, like, if you want to spend all 3 charge and one, like, now it's only got the recovering, the single up, so you're only getting 1 charge back each turn. So if you just do it to one ship, whether it's a friendly ship or yourself or another allied ship, you can give out some, a little bit of free actions. I really like the idea of, doing, a difficult maneuver during a K turn or something like that, and then boosting, so you really get some wild, especially like a Segnor's loop with a boost gives just crazy, weird, cool positioning, which is always really, really fun. But yeah, you can just give some people extra actions, which is really cool, especially on those big turns, those big swingy turns, especially if you're jousting somebody and you get that one turn where like you have 3 different ships all do a K turn at the same time. To be able to give them actions on that turn is a pretty big deal. And so I like the flexibility that he has. He looks like a good. Plus, he's in a Falcon, so he's already going to be tough. So he's not just a support ship. He's also kind of a spearhead on top of having a support ability, which is super cool. And he's initiative 5. And at initiative 6, we got Poe Dameron. Wait, Poe's got the round dish on there too. Am I completely forgetting what the Millennium Falcon looks like in episode 9? I don't know. I guess I'm going back to watch that again just to see what the Millennium Falcon looks like, because I thought for sure the Resistance YT-1300 has the rectangular dish. Anyway, he is initiative 6. He has 2 charge with 1 recurring slot. Before you execute a maneuver, you may spend a charge if you do ignore obstacles during the maneuver, which is super cool. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may spend 2 charge to perform a white boost action or a red barrel roll action. Then if you performed a red barrel roll action, expose 1 damage card if able. So this is cool for a couple of different ways. For one, it's kind of thematic, and it's also really cool to be able to get a get that free boost, which is really cool, especially a white. So you don't necessarily even have to take engine upgrade on this guy because look, I'm gonna just get a free white boost. Every other turn, so to speak. Boosting in a Falcon has always been like one of the coolest things, and I like doing it. It's fun. It gives you, especially if you get your arc sideways, you kind of keep people in the side arc, and maybe you can arc dodge a little bit with such a huge ship. You're moving so far, but you also can barrel roll with this thing. Now, barrel rolling isn't like the greatest. And once upon a time, in first edition, early in first edition, like barrel rolling was completely bonkers with huge ships or with large ships. But then there was a rules change, and you did the thing sideways, and it's still good, but it's not like, I don't know I think boost is probably still better, especially if you're gonna have to expose damage cards. But then again, it's if able, you might not have any damage cards to expose. So if you do this before you're damaged, you're probably fine. But it's still a red action, so you're still gonna get stressed. So I'd rather do the white action than the red action. But it's cool having that flexibility. You do what you need to do when you need to do it. That's how the cookie crumbles. So, yeah, that's Hotshots and Aces 2. I believe this is going to be out like within a couple of weeks. It's supposed to be out in November. I got a pre-order shipping notice, so I believe these guys are shipping very, very, very soon. Or like a pre-order in progress kind of notice. So should be shipping really soon, and hopefully hot sauce and tacos will be unboxed. I cannot say hot shots today, and I should edit this out, and maybe it would be in the blooper reel, but I'm going to leave it in right now so you guys can share in my dismay of being unable to say hot shots. So I'll just leave it as hot sauce and aces too. And that's what it's going to be. Hot sauce aces. Woo! Put some franks on that Millennium Falcon. Poe Dameron's trying to do the red maneuver because there's hot sauce on it. That's going to do it for our video today. I will talk to you guys soon. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this whole channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. 2x2, hands of blue. So say we all. Always wash your socks. Be excellent to each other. And goodbye there.